My name is Ondrej, and here's everything you need to know about the A2A protocol. So what even is A2A? This stands for Agent-to-Agent Protocol, a new standard released by Google. The big issue with AI agents is that they're all over the place, from different frameworks, companies, APIs, tools. They're just everywhere. A2A fixes this. This is the future of AI agents. So in this video, I'll show you what A2A is and how to use it yourself. Real quick, I'm hiring a backend developer to help me build Vectel. So if you have 5+ years of experience, make sure to apply. The link is below the video. Okay, so here is a nice visual way to understand the A2A protocol. So this is you or me, the user, and this is our main AI agent, right? The one you built for your app, for example. Now with A2A, this client agent can easily communicate with any remote agent. So from other companies, other tools, from other frameworks, it doesn't matter. If the agents are compatible with the A2A protocol, they can all communicate with each other easily and quickly. Now here's why I believe that this is the skill of the future. Everyone always asks me, David, what's the next big thing? Well, A2A is that thing. Learning how this protocol works will give you such a huge advantage over everybody else. Think about this. Most people still don't even know what MCPs are or what they do or how to use them. That's why learning how A2A works will easily put you in the top 1% of AI. So watch until the end. You can think of A2A as a common language for AI agents. The same way English allows us humans from all corners of the world to communicate easily, the same way A2A allows AI agents from all different codes, frameworks, companies to communicate with each other. And the setup is super easy. Each agent just exposes one HTTP endpoint and a small JSON card. So basically, A2A makes any AI agent you build 100 times more scalable and future-proof than before. Now, just to give you a taste of the future, here are all the companies contributing to the Agent-to-Agent protocol. And again, this protocol was developed by Google. So let's say you build a new AI agent, right? And you make it compatible with the A2A protocol. Your agent can call JetBrains or Cohere or Deloitte and use their own AI agents and leverage whatever AI agents they have built. So even though we are in the very early days of this protocol, it doesn't take a genius to imagine just how powerful this might be very, very soon. Now here is how A2A differs from MCP. MCP makes connecting tools and data to your AI agents so much easier, right? So here is an example of MCP. You have a source agent, then you have the MCP server, and then you have all these different tools. Could be a database, could be all kinds of APIs, the web, anything. So MCP makes connecting tools and data easy, while A2A, on the other hand, is about connecting other agents with your agents. So again, you have your own AI agent here, and then in the middle is the A2A protocol, which allows your agent to communicate with any other agent using the protocol. So it's important that you understand that these two protocols, A2A and MCP, do not compete with each other. Instead, they complement each other very nicely, making agents easier to build and distribute. Here is another visual way to understand how MCP and A2A can work together. By the way, shout out to the people who made it because this is a great graphic. So you have your agent right here, again, your main AI agent. Using the A2A protocol, it can contact other AI agents, right? Now in the middle, you can have your MCP server, which allows your AI agent through the MCP client to get all kinds of prompts, resources, tools, anything else compatible with MCPs. So looking at this animation, you can understand how making your AI agent compatible with these protocols like MCP or A2A can make it a lot more powerful and useful. By the way, if you want me to make more videos on the A2A protocol, then make sure to subscribe. Currently, only 21% of you watching are subscribed. So please go below the video and click the subscribe button. It helps out a lot. Okay, so if you want to really understand A2A, there are 4 concepts you should wrap your head around. And the first one is the agent card. Think of this as the agent's business card, but written in JSON, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation. The agent card announces who the agent is, what it can do, and where and how to talk to it. So the agent card lets your app automatically discover the right agent for the job. The second concept you need to understand is the A2A server. This is the live bot running on your network, ready to work. It listens for incoming requests, does the work, and then sends back the results or asks follow-up questions if needed. Think of the A2A server as the engine that's actually processing the commands in a consistent and predictable way. The third key concept is the A2A client. This could be any program or even another agent that wants something done. The A2A client reads the agent card, packages your requests into a task, sends it off, and collects the answer. Basically, the A2A client acts as the bridge between your users or your systems and the agents. So you don't have to write custom code for each agent, which is kind of the core idea behind having this uniform standard that everybody uses. Now, before we get to building, there is one more concept you should understand, and that's the A2A task. But don't worry, this one is the simplest. A task is basically a single to-do that you hand off to your agent. It carries your request through its entire lifecycle: submitted, in progress, finished. The A2A task provides a clean, uniform way to track and manage every little job, every single prompt that you give to your agent. Now here's why I think we're at the right place at the right time. If you can't already tell, this is a major breakthrough in the field of AI agents. And yet, nobody is talking about it. Why? Because it's not flashy, it's not vibe coding, it's not building a crazy website in a matter of a single prompt. It's a bit more complex, right? But that's why getting into it will yield even more benefits, because the competition is that much smaller. To put this into perspective, imagine reading about the TCP/IP protocol, aka the protocol that the entire internet runs upon, the same week that it came out. This is the week that A2A came out. With that being said, let's get to building. Okay, so here is the GitHub repo, which of course I'll link below. And what I'm going to try to build and show you in this video is an A2A B2B MCP AI agent. Now, if you think I'm just talking shit, no, this is an actual term, and I'm going to break it down in this brilliant graphic that I drew myself. By the way, this is copyrighted work, so if you steal this, you're getting sued. Anyways, you can see the color coding, right? So A2A stands for Agent2Agent Protocol, and this is the way the different AI agents communicate with each other. Now, B2B stands for business to business, right? This is just a product or a service that's being sold to other businesses. So here you can see the squares are different companies, different businesses. MCP stands for the Model Context Protocol. This, again, allows AI agents to easily access other tools and data. So in my graphic right here, green is AI agents, right? So these circles are different agents within these different companies. As you can see, each agent can access different MCPs, aka different tools. Now, thanks to the A2A protocol, all of these businesses can communicate with each other with their AI agents. So instead of using slow and outdated methods like email, which people only respond to 9 to 5 and then not on the weekend, you can have your AI agents running 24/7, communicating with agents from other companies. So if your company is doing a project with another company and both of you have AI agents on the A2A protocol, you can have your work being done while you're on the toilet or while you're laying on the beach, even if the other company's CEO is laying on the beach as well. This is what the future will be like. Most people don't get it. Most people ignore it and just, watch Netflix. But if you really think about this, if you spend, if you go on a walk later today and really try to think like, what will the future of business and the future of AI agents look like, it will be something like this. So let's get started with this A2A repo, which again, this is an open source repository from Google. So it's just released and it's like over 12,000 stars already, meaning it's becoming real popular real quick. So I'm going to show you how you can use this repository to build your own AI agents using the A2A protocol. Okay, so let me switch to cursor. You can use Windsurf, VS Code, doesn't matter. Let's open an empty folder. I have this empty folder named code. And boom, there it is. Now, the very first thing we need to do is we need to clone the repository. So either press Command J if you're on Mac, or Control J, or click on Terminal and New Terminal. Basically, we need to open the terminal. Then go back to the repository and we need to clone this repo. So click on Code, Clone. So click on Code and then copy this URL, switch back into cursor and type in git clone and paste it in. Boom. This should clone the entire repository into your local setup. And on the right, we can see we have the folder, or actually you will have it on the left. Open the A2A folder, and in here we have everything from the repo. So it should have all of the same folders and all of the same files. Beautiful. Okay, let me type in clear to clear the terminal. The next step, we need to cd into the A2A folder. So cd A2A, enter. Real quick, if you want to be at the cutting edge of AI, then make sure to try Vectel. Vectel is an all-in-one productivity app that actually saves you time. For example, a new feature that we added is the background agent. So let's say you want to get started on this task. Well, you can simply click on Activate Vectel Agent, and just like that, the AI agents will start reasoning, browsing the web, thinking, and just working on your task autonomously in the background without you having to lift a finger. And if you have Vectel Pro, you can activate this agent for all of your tasks on the list, no matter how many tasks you have. Plus, Vectel Pro users can access all of the cutting-edge AI models available today. So while most people still use outdated productivity apps like ClickUp or Todoist, those who see the future and those who like to be hyper-productive are quickly switching to Vectel. So go to vectel.ai and give it a try. I promise you won't look back. Next up, we should activate a Conda environment. So I'm going to list out all my environments. I already have one for A2A, but if you don't, you can simply ask, how do I create a new Conda env? Just answer. So I'm going to do Conda activate A2A. Boom, clear. So yeah, this is how you create a Conda environment, super easy. If you don't know how to install Conda, just ask ChatGPT. This is applicable for any point in this video. If you get stuck at any point, if something isn't clear, take a screenshot and ask ChatGPT. Actually, I'm going to show you how I work with the new O3 model, because the new O3 is really OP. So I'm going to show you how I use it to work, because yeah, having access to O3 is really illegal. I mean, it feels illegal. It's absolutely legal. But yeah, for $20 a month, obviously I'm paying $200 for the Pro plan, but even on the Plus plan, using O3 with all the tools it has, man, amazing. Anyways, let's focus up on A2A. Let's open the terminal again. So we are in the Conda environment, that's good. Actually, the way to check that, you can just open up any Python file, and then in the bottom right, make sure you activate the Conda environment you selected, so that then any terminal you create will be in this environment, right? A2A. That's important. Okay, let's see the A2A again. And next up, we have to run this command, conda install -c conda forge uv. uv is a Python package manager that's way faster than pip, so we're going to be utilizing that in this video. Now, in the meantime, while this is installing, let's go to the right and let's click on samples, Python, and you can see the sample AI agents made by Google, the ones that they offered in this repository, that already are compatible with A2A. So we can click on agents, and we have CrewAI, which obviously is one of the most famous frameworks. We have LangGraph, we have Google ADK, which if you want me to make a video on Google ADK, comment below. We have some other ones, but for this video, I'm going to showcase how these two can communicate with each other. So this is the agent for CrewAI, and this is the agent for ADK. So I'm going to adjust both of these. Actually, I'm going to use cursor for that. So let me expand it. I'm going to add files to context, agent, CrewAI, and ADK. Okay, actually, I'm going to update these files by adding a comment, Google ADK agent. Okay, so now when I open a new chat in cursor, I can just type /add, and this will add all open files to context. This is very important. Super OP shortcut. If you're not using it, you're missing out. What I'm going to say is update the prompts of both of these agent files so that the CrewAI agent gives concise and clear responses, but the Google ADK agent always gives thorough and detailed reasoning for any prompt we give it. So again, just to reiterate, Agent2Agent Protocol is building for the future. You're basically betting that AI agents will be big, which I guess all of us already believe that AI agents are the future. But the main thing that's different here is that instead of choosing the right framework, which again, that's another common question I get, which framework should I use to build AI agents, David? It doesn't matter now. It literally doesn't matter. As long as you make your AI agents compatible with A2A, you can have your agents interact with other agents from any other framework. So this is what I'm going to be setting up here in this video. So pay attention. Okay, so Gemini did not update the prompts. That's crazy. I'm going to say, you did not do anything. Update the prompts. Do not change anything else. Sometimes this happens where Gemini 2.5 Pro is lazy and just doesn't do the actions. When that happens, let's just switch to Claude 3.7 Sonnet Max, which doesn't have this problem. I don't know why. Okay, so there it is. It's updating the first file. Okay, so yeah, let's accept. And now the CrewAI agent. Okay, so yeah, you just rewrote the prompt. Looks good. Accept. All right, so the next step is to run the samples. Let's open our terminal again. This has finished running. All requested packages already installed. Amazing. So let's clear it. And then we need to cd into this folder, right? So samples Python agent CrewAI. Boom, cd samples /Python agents CrewAI. So you need to be in this folder, in the CrewAI folder. Okay, so next up, we need to get the Google API key. So go to your browser, type in Google AI Studio, log in with your main Google account, and then click on Get API Key. Now again, treat API keys as passwords. Do not share them with anybody. So click on Create API Key right here. Now here you need to select the Google Cloud project. If you don't have one, super easy, takes like 30 seconds to create one. And then simply click on Create API Key, and takes 2 seconds, boom, copy it. Again, I will delete my key before uploading this video, but feel free to try it if you have extra time. Okay, so once you copy this API key, go back into cursor, and we need to export it into environment variable. So pay attention. Type in echo, quotation marks, Google_API key equals, and then paste in your key, and quotation marks, greater than .env. Boom, hit this command. What this should do is create a new environment file in this CrewAI folder with the API key already attached. Now, if you're scared of terminal, you can literally just do that. Click on the folder, new file, .env, and type in Google API key equals, and then paste in your API key. Then we can clear the terminal again and type in uv run dot. enter. So this is starting the Crew AI agent. Now, while this is starting, we can create a new terminal, and we're going to start our Google ADK agent, which is this one. And actually here, I'm going to show you the other method. So just click on the folder, click on new file .env, and type in Google API key equals and paste in the API key. So inside of this new terminal, we need to cd into the A2A folder again. Again, we're just following our structure on the right. Code is my folder that I created. A2A is the main folder from the GitHub repo that we cloned, right? A2A. So now we need to get into this Google ADK folder, which we will achieve by running this command, cd samples python agents Google ADK. Boom, and you should see the folder name right here. Let's clear the terminal. And since we already added the environment file manually, we can just do uv run dat. Boom, and this is starting the Google ADK agent. So now we have Crew AI agent running, and we have the Google ADK agent running. Now to test that, you can open the browser, open a new tab, and paste in the URL of the localhost server that the agents are running on. So Crew AI is 10,001 and Agent SDK is 10,002. Now you have to do .wellknown /agent.json to see the JSON of this agent. So this is the image generator agent description, generate stunning high quality images on demand, blah, blah, blah. And if we do the other one, this is the reimbursement agent. This agent handles the reimbursement process on the employees. Okay, so as you can see, this is just a demo example from Google, but if you have the slightest bit of imagination, you can see that this could be any AI agents from any frameworks, any companies communicating with each other using this protocol. Okay, so then I'm gonna open a third terminal and I'm gonna cd into A2A again, and then I'm gonna cd into this demo folder. And actually, we need to cd into demo and UI, demo/UI, okay? This will allow us to use a nice user interface that Google has made. And on the UI folder, right click and type in .env.local. And in here, we need to assign next public agent URL. And then we're going to do the first one, which is on localhost 10,001. In the terminal, then do npm install. Now, actually, I'm going to add a second API key here, the Google API key. And I'm going to attach the same value we already created. We don't have to create a new one. And then in the terminal, type in uv run main.py. This should run the Python UI. Okay, installed 98 packages in 362 milliseconds. That's the power of UV. Anyways, it starts a server on this URL. So let's click that, open. And this is what it looks like. This is the UI Google has made, super simple. It asks for the API key again, so I'm gonna provide it again, save. Let me zoom in a bit. Let me open the chat, the sidebar. So we need to add our agents. If you click on agents, they're not here. So we need to click as agent address. And these are the two addresses we have right here. So literally copy this agent address in here, read. Actually, no, all we need to do is the localhost. We don't need the full thing. Just the localhost, just the address. Read. Let's check if our agents are still running. They are. I don't know why this is getting rejected. Okay, let me just do localhost without the HTTP. Read. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you have to do localhost colon 10,001. So this is the image generator one. This is running on Crew AI. Okay, the UI is kind of sketchy. Google, I think someone at Google needs to vibe code a better UI. Yeah, they didn't do a good job. But again, it just released. All of this will get much better. The main thing you have to understand is the implications of the standard. Like something like this needed to exist because there was so much chaos in the agent space. So that's the main thing. All the details will get polished out. The first version of ChatGPT was pretty shitty compared to today. So think about this as the first version of A2A. Anyways, I'm going to save this agent, and now we have the first agent in here. We need to add the second one, so let's do that. Boom, let's click this upload button again. Add the second one, but without all this stuff, just localhost 10,002, read. There he is, reimbursement agent, save. So we have these two agents added, so if we go home, we can click on new conversation, and we can say, hi, what AI agents are available to you? Enter. Okay, I have access to the following AI agents. There it is. Image generator, and then reimbursement. So I'm going to say, generate an image of a green flying cat. Now, obviously, these AI agents could be much better, and this is just a demo. Do not be fooled by this, like, oh my God, David, why haven't you built an AI agent that automates your entire business? Obviously, ideally, we would build a super useful team of agents. But the main point of this video is to understand the A2A protocol. Every single video on this so far I've seen completely avoided any building. They didn't show how to get it up and running. They didn't show how to clone the repo, how to set it up. They just like read the basics and then avoided all the difficult part. That's the difference. I wanted to show you guys the difficult stuff, right? We ran into a bunch of errors, but we solved all of them. And now we have this UI running with these two agents active. I don't know why this is stuck. Maybe it's generating the image. Not quite sure. By the way, you can change the frequency of the HTTP request because 1 second is kind of brutal. If you look into the terminal, it's pulling it every single second. So this is a lot of requests. I'm not sure if you want that. If not, just change it to 5 seconds. That's a good balance, I think. Anyways, this is the A2A protocol. Obviously, the UI will improve. All of that will improve. The AI agents will get more useful. But the main point is that no matter what framework you use, that's the main thing you have to take away from this. We have one AI agent, which is right here, running on Crew AI. Second one running on Google ADK, and they can communicate with each other through A2A protocol. That's the main thing. That's the breakthrough that Google has managed to pull off with this protocol. And again, you can also use LangGraph, Llama Index, Marvin, Semantic Kernel, any other, OpenAI, Swarm, or OpenAI Agents SDK, anything that you can connect to the A2A protocol, which again, if you want to learn more about this, visit the official repo. I'm going to link it below the video, of course, from Google. Definitely read through this. It's, honestly, I could make multiple videos on this. And if you want me to make more videos on the A2A protocol, then comment below, because again, there is a lot to cover. We haven't even gone into the more advanced concepts. We just went through agent card, A2A server, A2A client, and task. But yeah, there is a lot more to this. And again, this is the future of AI agents. So if you're able to just wrap your head around this and understand that this is the starting block, this is day 0, this is month 0, okay? Month 0 of the A2A protocol. It's only going to get better, only going to get easier to use. The UI is going to be nicer, all of that stuff. Don't worry about the details, don't worry about the errors. Look at the big picture. Look 3 months, 6 months, 12 months into the future and imagine, okay, the pace, just the last 3 months, the pace of advancement has been crazy, right? Even 3 months ago, nobody was really using MCP. I mean, my first video on MCP was 4 months ago, but that's because I was early, right? So those of you guys who watch this channel are also going to be early to A2A and other future changing technologies that are to come. So again, if you want me to make a video on A2A, another video on A2A, perhaps going more in depth or building a more advanced team of agents or some other idea, just comment below. And also, if you are using any task manager or productivity app, just switch to Vectel, okay? You're gonna save yourself so many hours going forward. And if you aren't using any task management tool, you probably should. You should have a to-do list somewhere. And if you're gonna put it anywhere, Vectel is the perfect place because we have advanced AI agents running on some of the best AI models in the world inside of Vectel. So again, go to vectel.ai, sign up. It's completely free, but if you're a serious user, upgrade to Vectel Pro, get access to all the best models, get access to the background region, to infinite thinking, to ultra search, and everything else we have to offer. So again, go to vectel.ai, give it a shot. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned something new, and I see you next time. See ya.